I was reborn as a tiny Arctic wolf, and I activated a devouring evolution system. As long as I devour flesh and blood, I can keep growing without limit, until I become the Wolf King at the top of the Arctic food chain. But right now, I'm still just a weak little pup. Luckily, my parents' stats are top tier even among the pack. One is level 4, the other level 6, so they're also the leaders. I was just about to crawl out of the cave to take a look, but Mom pulled me straight back into her arms. That was when I noticed another little female Arctic wolf in her arms. Looks like she's my sister. She was happily feeding from the teat in front of her. So I moved over too and copied my sister as I started drinking. Suddenly, the system's voice rang in my ear. Consumed Arctic wolf milk. Evolution points plus 0.1. That made me even more excited. As I drank the milk, I slowly fell asleep to the system's prompts. Just like that, a month passed. By now, I was several sizes bigger than my sister. My growth speed left the whole pack shocked. On the 3rd day after my rebirth, I could already run and jump on my own. By the 10th day, I was already weaned. I started eating the prey Dad brought back from outside. By the 20th day, I had far outgrown my sister and even passed my uncle's 6-month-old daughter. And by day 30, I was already about the size of a 1-year-old male Arctic wolf. Now, I've already reached level 3. My vitality is a full 300 points. All my other stats are 30. On top of that, I put all 10 stat points from each level up into speed. The number shot straight up to 60. My speed now is definitely beyond anything at my level. Even Mom can't compare to me. In heaven or on earth, speed is king. With speed, even if I can't win, I can still run. Just then, the roar of a male Arctic wolf interrupted my thoughts. I looked up and saw Dad calling the pack members to get ready for a hunt. I hear that kind of roar almost every day, because Mom and Dad go out hunting every day. But the environment is harsh and there aren't many species in the Arctic to begin with, so they barely bring anything back. As for the common large animals, the pack doesn't dare hunt them. With hunting getting harder and harder, even Mom, who usually stayed behind in the cave, stood up this time. Before leaving, Mom gently rubbed her head against me, told me to take care of my sister, then turned and left. Before leaving, Dad also gave a few instructions to the older cousin staying behind, then led the pack away. All 8 adult Arctic wolves in the cave went out this time. Only 5 pups were left behind. Besides me, the most noticeable one was a little lone wolf who always liked being by himself. Mom and Dad found him while they were out hunting, and later they took him in. At just 3 months old, he was almost the same size as my 6-month-old cousin. His growth speed wasn't slow either. After the pack left, I thought for a moment, and felt it was time to go hunting on my own. Because my appetite was getting bigger and bigger, even more than an adult Arctic wolf's. Mom and Dad already worked hard enough hunting, and these past few days they had clearly lost weight. They were obviously saving the food for me and my sister. That made me feel like it was time to share some of the burden. And with the devouring evolution system, I was destined to go out and experience battle and killing. So I did it. I let out a wolf howl and briefly explained things to my cousin. She howled twice trying to stop me, but I ignored her and walked out of the cave. The Arctic is a land of endless ice, snow, and long winters. Temperatures can easily drop to minus 40 or 50 degrees. Even though I had been reborn as an Arctic wolf, I could still feel the brutal cold of the Arctic winter once I stepped outside. Just then, the system's icy voice rang in my ear. Severe cold damage detected. Vitality -1. Severe cold doubles the host's stamina consumption. Please conserve your energy. That voice made me realize I couldn't stay outside for too long. After sucking in a breath of cold air, I slowly moved away from the cave. I had planned to follow Dad's hunting trail, but along the way I found several nests of Arctic hares. They were chewing on lichen in the snow. With a thought, the stats of a few Arctic hares nearby appeared before my eyes. The highest one had already reached level 3. Its speed stat was a terrifying 53. That was why Mom and Dad usually ignored them. Catching them burned way too much stamina. But for me, that wasn't a problem. I hid my presence, pressed my body low to the ground, and slowly crept forward. When I got within 10 meters, the Arctic hares spotted me. They panicked and scattered in every direction. I suddenly leapt forward. My sharp wolf claws flashed in the air. Then I pounced as I landed. My claws slammed heavily onto the male Arctic hare's neck. The leading male Arctic hare collapsed into the snow. I immediately turned and chased after the rest of the prey. I successfully caught several young ones. Half an hour later, 6 Arctic hares lay scattered across the snow, and I had already burned through most of my stamina. I went straight up to the Arctic hare corpses and tore into them. Ding. Host has consumed Arctic hare. Gained 1 evolution point. Hearing the system's voice in my ear, I started devouring even faster. Devouring every kind of food gives evolution points, but the most points come when eating it for the first time. After eating the male Arctic hare and 1 young hare, the points had already dropped to 0.1. After 2 Arctic hares were in my stomach, I didn't keep eating. I bit down on the Arctic hare corpses on the ground and headed back to the cave. But what I didn't know was, everything that had just happened was seen by explorers in an off-road vehicle far away. After making 2 trips, I finally brought the remaining 4 Arctic hares back to the cave. My cousin, my sister, and the other little wolf pups howled with excitement, their eyes full of surprise and admiration. I let out a low growl, picked up a young Arctic hare corpse, and tossed it in front of them. After getting my permission, the little wolves started eating like they'd gone wild. Especially that little lone wolf. He even tried to snatch food from my weaker little cousin's side. When I saw it, I smacked him 3 or 4 meters away. I howled twice in anger, and the little lone wolf quickly got up and admitted his mistake in panic. As he whimpered, the rule of the wild was proven once again. The weak are prey, and the strong rule. The little lone wolf whimpered for a long time. Only after seeing me crawl back into the den, did he carefully approach the Arctic hare corpse again, but this time, he didn't dare think about stealing food again. He only took a few bites of fresh meat, then quietly backed away. The little lone wolf, who used to throw his weight around among the pups, finally learned his lesson. While his eyes showed fear, they also held a trace of confusion. He couldn't understand why that tiny little pup who could barely stand before could now defeat him so easily. And on top of that, I was much bigger than him now. His little eyes were full of confusion, but no one explained it to him. After 1 Arctic hare was eaten, the 4 wolf pups had full, round bellies. The remaining 2 young Arctic hares were left for Mom. In the blink of an eye, night came. Mom, Dad, and the others dragged their exhausted bodies back from outside. They'd only snatched half a seal left behind by a polar bear. It wasn't enough to fill their stomachs at all. It might not even make up for the energy they had spent today. Their own pups would have to go hungry today too. Thinking of this, Mom let out an irritated growl. If this kept going, the pack probably wouldn't last much longer. Suddenly, Mom's nose twitched. She smelled a strong scent of blood coming from inside the cave. Mom let out 2 urgent howls and the whole pack instantly tensed up. Dad led several Arctic wolves and rushed into the cave like mad. As the alpha wolf Dad,